Hi Capricorn, this is Lunarticks Tarot with a reading for anyone who identifies with the goat energy during the second half of August 2018. It might actually resonate for the entirety of August 2018 for some Capricorns. Then again, for others, it may not resonate at all. Feel free, as always, to listen to your other signs, your moon, your sun, your ascendant. We're doing this mid-month reading just a little bit differently, Capricorns. I am. And I do hope that these mid-month messages are right on time for you. I won't go into detail as to why. They're just being posted now. And you have the sun in its blocked position on the bottom of the deck. Oh, but I did want to mention, I was going to say that I did put a love reading out for everyone, as well as a Leo solar eclipse energy reading out. That one I did say could be for the entirety of the month of August. So if you are reeling from eclipse season still, that might be something to take a look at. The love reading for Leo season is for all signs. It's a pick a card reading or a choose a stone reading in this case. If you like that type and are particularly interested in your love life or a loving relationship of sorts, that might be something to look at, as there are 3 days left in Leo season. I know that everyone by now is most likely in their Virgo energy, though. In any case, it looks like around mid-month, August 2018, Capricorn, you are needing to practice a skill, needing to find work, needing to be compensated more fairly for the work you're doing, or just start making something for the work that you love to do and spend a lot of time doing. I apologize if I wasn't paying attention to the music volume again. But it looks like you may need to find work in the sense that you want to change jobs. You may need to ask for a raise, to find more hours, get more hours. So the energy you're coming away from, what was going on at the beginning of August, Capricorns, was the energy of the Four of Cups in its reversed position. The Four of Cups reversed is sometimes someone who is forced to deal but needs to withdraw. But can also be, instead or at the same time, someone who is not missing the opportunities presented to them in their present moment. Even though, you know, they're thinking about other things, other opportunities they've missed or other things that they've lost, they don't miss their chance at what's being offered to them in the present moment. So that could have been some Capricorns in the beginning of August. Yeah, I think what I'm seeing for a lot of Capricorns is the clarifiers here will tell me that you had an opportunity to spend a lot of time, energy, resources, maybe in a way, on work that you want to do a lot of, but it's not paying a lot yet. And you feel bold and fearless taking this opportunity. You might have a little bit of an entrepreneur's spirit in your subconscious fueling you, whether you realize it consciously or not. I think also some Capricorns aren't consciously acknowledging what it is that they love so much about, or what it is exactly precisely that they are so passionate about concerning that work that you all are wanting to do a lot of right now. Maybe I should say we. I do have 3 planets in Capricorn. That might be the key to alleviating or changing anything that is not working for you at this time, Capricorn. I think a big part of why, at least, we're feeling so bold and fearless about choosing to look at the present as an opportunity to spend a lot of our time and energy on work that doesn't make us a lot of money, is the fact that it doesn't make us a lot of money. There's not a lot of security concerning what you're working on now, or your current state in general concerning the fact that you don't have work, aren't getting paid enough right now. There's something here about the fact that I think you would be making more if you were sharing more. Now, I don't necessarily mean you'd be making more if you were giving more. Maybe that is what I mean for some. But you would be making more of a profit or earning more resources in whatever sense you need them. If you were sharing the work you're doing with more people or different people. If you were sharing more in whatever sense that is relevant to you, maybe sharing online. Maybe you've been encouraged to advertise your services or place of business via social media platforms and you haven't yet. And you might be doing that because you have a fear of your own success. And so you're not taking a risk. It's like in some sense we only want to share what we're working on or how we work or something about our work, some aspect of our work. It's like we only want to share it with certain people or a certain type of person. But earning what we need, finding the financial, material, physical security that every human being needs. And thus, you know, experiencing true happiness and fulfillment because we're not only exercising the muscles that feel good to exercise and contributing to the world the way we want to, but we're also providing for ourselves and to whomever else we need to or want to provide for, right? And our greatness is realized for some of us inwardly after or alongside other people acknowledge it, whether it should be that way or not. Sometimes other people help a lot of us see ourselves more clearly. So there's that recognition that would come along with sharing it as well. And if we were willing to share it with everyone, not only would it gain us, you know, the resources that we need, but from that point, probably because of the resources that would be available to us and the networking that would be available to us and the people who would be potential clients, customers, whatever it is in your specific situation, who would be aware of us, etc. From that point, we would be able to manifest whatever we want. Grow in that area, switch to another one, continue down the life path we're on, and or switch a lot of things up completely, if we so chose. That's a lot of what we're scared of. That's a lot of what success brings with it, that there is to fear. What do we do with it? And so, you know, we're not taking that leap, and we're missing an opportunity. It's an opportunity for happiness, and the path that we're on right now leads us to missing it. But a lot of us feel like taking that opportunity is going to cause everything to fall apart. It's actually, in actuality, taking the opportunity, sharing our work with more people, opening it up to anyone, probably, is probably what's called for here, what's being called for here. Taking that leap and taking the next step. You know, we've taken the opportunity to spend time and energy and resources working on this work. Now we have to take the leap to open it up to the public, I'm feeling, most likely. To probably to just about, you know, just almost anyone, in order to find whom it is you're meant to work with and or for. The advice for, again, most Capricorns is to have faith that you will find those people you're meant to work for and or with. Who will encourage, understand, appreciate your work to its fullest extent. But yeah, in the meantime, taking that next step means shattering your your barrier, your protection between you and the outside world. With the Death card and the Tower card, and they're both Scorpio energies, so in that sense it makes sense. I always think, you know, it's coming regardless either way. There's a reason why readers often say that those energies, major arcanas in general, are usually inevitable. I mean, the future is always in flux, in my opinion. It's always subject to free will and can always change as a result of that, or outside influences, others' free will, etc. And there's exceptions to every rule, even when I don't say that. But with those two energies in particular, I always am reminded that if you resist this tower moment, a slightly different type of tower moment is going to happen anyway. Just like with, like I said, the other Scorpio energy, the Death card. A transformation will take place. It's going to be an uncomfortable one or a ridiculously uncomfortable one. Sometimes it's not uncomfortable at all. But, like in this case, you know, I think if you don't let that barrier between you and whomever you don't want to share the work with, then, I'm sorry, I'm seeing another message I want to definitely mention. If you don't let that tower moment, quote unquote, happen by, you know, allowing that barrier between you and whomever you don't want to share your work with to shatter, or the, you know, shield to fall a little at least, then a different type of tower moment will happen, where you're unable to spend as much time as you want to on that work. And for other Capricorns, still there's this message that you're unable to really focus on your work the way you want to because of an unrequited love situation. Maybe for a lot of you it's both. And so in your subconscious is this fiery energy. Okay, so for some Capricorns, there's a fiery energy ruling your subconscious, and it's, I think, someone else that's on your mind, an unrequited love, and it's blocking your ability, it's blocking your abundance in areas of wealth, physical, material, financial wealth, because a lot, because it's blocking your ability to work as often or as well as you need to. Like I said, it could be both for some. Okay. There's your future card, Capricorns. The choice card in its blocked position. So we've also got the High Priestess is the clarification card on the Tower. The Tower is how you're processing the fact that you're not taking that risk we were talking about, choosing to share your work, taking the next step. And it's a final step. It's a major completion. It's probably something, you know, that's always, it's probably rooted in an issue that has always plagued you in some sense, Capricorns. And again, I told you your advice card is the Hierophant. That's a Taurus energy. So if your unrequited love is a Taurus, then the advice is to reflect on, whether that means writing things down for you or just meditating on this subject, but in some way, in your way, reflect on what that person meant, or I'm sorry, what it was about that person that you were attracted to, what it was about that person that you liked so much, what you missed so much about that person, what you admired about that person. It really helped me to write it down, but that's just the type of, you know, learner or person I am. And then, you know, see how you, since you met them, started spending time with them, have been apart from them, etc., were able to learn from them in those areas. How you've been able to apply what you observed of them. And maybe you haven't at all, and been able to at all, and begin to incorporate those traits into your own habits where and how you can, little by little. And just the acknowledgement, just identifying what those things are, frees you of that, I don't want to say obsession, but it frees you of you know, a little, to some extent, can free us of from mulling over someone, or whatever it is about them that distracts you to the extent of it affecting your work. And I know that's probably really personal to you, Capricorns, if you identify with the Capricorn energy heavily. So, it can also, you know, this card is also, it's faith, it's ritual, it's maybe a humble teacher. You, if you're needing to practice your skill, if you're needing to learn a skill, or just get better at one, you may need to seek out a humble teacher. And the fact that you're wanting to walk away from lower level things like addictions, habits that no longer serve you, patterns, behavior patterns, lifestyle choices that no longer serve you, etc. People, places, and activities that keep you in a lower vibration. The fact that you are wanting to walk away from things like that in search of something that is pulling you, calling you, or just that you know and or hope is out there, like something that feels purposeful to you, maybe a purpose that you feel you personally have, or maybe just the sense of the unknown and your curiosity about it, but seeking, you know, the truth and or your place in the world to serve others, or you know, and or just knowledge in general, is aiding you in finding the right teacher, is aiding you in finding a way to see the teacher you need in everyone, if you haven't found the right teacher for you at this time, is aiding you in having your in having faith in your ability, or the fact that when you share that work that you're having trouble sharing or hesitating in sharing, you will gravitate toward the right crowd, or they will gravitate towards you when the time is right. Maybe they will be your teachers. I think, you know, definitely think for almost all of you, it's helping you, you know, helping to motivate you to literally form daily rituals and habits that are better for you. And just starting with the littlest thing can change everything. And the message here is that for a lot of you, it's about self-care. Self-love, allowing yourself to have what you really want, what you're dreaming of, not blocking yourself from it. Rituals that make your spirit serene. And your physical health serene, and your mental health serene, keeping in mind that, you know, that they really are all one thing. It behooves us to often view those parts as just different aspects of our total energy. And that self-care, well, the focus is there because of something you can't forgive yourself for, a lot of you Capricorns, way deep down. And that's why Spirit's advice to you, sources, benevolent guides, why the advice from the tarot showing up for you here is, for us here, is to begin those rituals of self-care, because whether or not you realize it, a lot of us aren't even seeing that we're neglecting those little habits that ripple and snowball, because we aren't acknowledging or thinking about what it is that we don't forgive ourselves for. Maybe it is related to that unrequited love. Maybe that's also related to why we are gonna, you know, maybe miss an opportunity. Maybe find an excuse to miss an opportunity that would bring us happiness. Maybe we're doing that by pretending like we don't have a choice in some way when we do. I haven't yet figured out how the High Priestess fits in here. My first reaction is to say that maybe, you know, your own intuition is you feel like your intuition is telling you not to share this work for some reason in some way. And, you know, I feel like it branches off there. For some Capricorns, the message, really that message, for some Capricorns, maybe there is a really good reason that I can't understand. Sometimes certain works take a really long time to come together and not, you know, and depending on the type of person you are, the type of work it is, you know that if you share it with the wrong people, they will just crush your soul and crush the dream, and you need to just let it grow and grow a little bit before, and get prepared a little bit before their snide remarks and unanswerable questions come, you know, propelling at you, which I'm sure is amplified in your mind if you're, you know, if that resonates with you. But you know, and even in that case, you know, you make that call, you know. But it's like, you know, especially if it's work that has to do with psychic abilities, and maybe that's why you're keeping it a secret. If it's not that specifically, then like I said, I really do feel like you're not wanting to share with the public in general, and if that's the case, a lot of Capricorns are just feeling like opening themselves up to everyone in that way would mean putting themselves at risk for all types of secrets to be revealed or unconcealable, no matter what comes up at any point. It's sort of like, you know, having had an invisibility cloak your whole life and willingly giving it up. Just about. Almost, right? In a lot of ways. Essentially, in a lot of ways. So, your future, I hope there's a future position for this. Your future card is Choice Reversed, or in its locked position. These are all these readings have been so long. It is what it is, right? Okay. For every action, there is an equal reaction. For every choice you make and then act upon or do not act upon, there will be a direct or indirect reward or consequence. The choice card in the future position asks that you practice mindfulness even when making spontaneous decisions. What will your choice bring into your life? Have you considered the potential consequences or only the potential rewards? Have you taken the time to weigh your options and take into account the potential impacts of your decision and the reality that a choice cannot be unmade? Your choices have the power to open and close doors, build bridges, and burn them. Could your decisions have potential consequences that you have not considered? Could your choice bring about the ending of a friendship or marriage, the loss of your job, or worse, when a different choice could bring abundance and delight? Regardless of the choice for you, take time to consider the future ramifications of your decisions and actions and choose in a way that brings change of your own design and making. The direction you take now will lead you to your future. See and weigh up your options. Determine your direction. Look to the potential consequences and rewards and consider the impact your choices may have. Decide whether those choices are worth the cost and whether they will bring forth a future that is in harmony with your intentions and desires. So, exercise your power. Which does mean, yes, owning your responsibility for those choices, for exercising that power in whatever way you choose to, and for even for the choices that end up feeling like a mistake. But you can't, if we avoid that, what we're doing then is choosing not to bring our discernment to the table, not to attempt to exercise it to the best of our ability. And it's most likely 9 times out of 10 for fear of finding out that it is not perfect, that it fails us sometimes, that it leaves us wanting. We don't want to feel stupid. We don't want to be laughed at. Why do we resist mistakes when they are how we learn? Why do we continue to resist them? Why do we continue to insist that we've learned enough or know enough at a certain point? It just doesn't make any sense. But that too is a choice. Right? Okay, so I think on the path that you're on now, let's get one more clarifier. On the path that you're on now, I just think it's an indication that for most Capricorns, you still haven't made a decision about the situation. Again, it seems like we did take the opportunity to spend time and energy on a certain work or finding work, but we're not taking the next step. I think it has to do with sharing it, a fear of success, a fear of being exposed, and on the path that we're on now, most Capricorns don't make a decision regarding sharing that work. And or letting go of this fiery energy that I see in a parallel message here. When I say fiery, I mean it could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. There are 2 Leo indications here for me. And I know this is so long already. I just want Yeah, especially for those Capricorns who, like I said, are needing work that makes them money, but are wanting to do and trying to spend some time and energy on work that makes them emotionally fulfilled. Come the end of August, it seems, around the full moon, the end of the month, going into the beginning of September, it seems you still haven't made a decision, can't or unable to or won't make a decision regarding which one of those you're going to prioritize, what fulfills you emotionally or what helps you hold on to your resources, or and that's also the case for Capricorns who are deciding between keeping their boundaries and walls, barriers up thick, or allowing others in and reaching emotional fulfillment through doing so. Those of you who are hesitating to share your work, that's clear here as well. Come the end of August, going into the beginning of September, it looks like you still haven't made a choice between your barriers and your happiness. So that's just one more indication that you happiness and emotional fulfillment, shared emotional fulfillment, happy home and family life, even possibly lie on the other side of, or lie on the other side of choosing to let your barriers down. I understand that it may just take time. We may be talking about some Capricorns who suffer with anxiety, certain types of anxiety. Everyone's is unique. Just as unique as the individual, I would say. So who's to say how long it should take any one person to work through any certain type of anxiety that was caused by any certain type of thing? That's influencing this. And that may be the humble teacher we see here. Maybe some type of humble teacher could help you work through that as well. Definitely don't, if you're struggling with your own resources and finances, and choices of this nature are hard for you to make about whether or not you can focus on what you just like to do, definitely see the message that it's not necessarily the time to be lending to others. There's a way to be generous within reason, right? Where you give what you can, but you be honest with yourself first, prior to conversations with others, about what you realistically can do. And it may pale in comparison to what someone asks you for in terms of a loan or a favor. And that's the thing about reality. And sometimes it's sad but true. So if someone asks you if they can borrow $200 and you have to say, "Oh, hon, I might have 20 I can lend you," then that's the reality. You know what I mean? For a lot of, that's whatever your reality is. Like I said, that's just an example, but whatever your reality is, the key, I believe, is just to be honest with yourself about what your truth is first, before someone else has a chance to try to, wiggle more time, energy, money, whatever earthly resource you're talking about at the time is out of you. Okay, so we will leave it there, Capricorn, now that this message is nice and long. If you need a personal reading, you can email LunarticksTarot@gmail.com. Or you can simply scroll down to the description box below this video. In the description of this video there, you will find my reading options listed. So there are PayPal links there. If you are wanting to request a free reading, just know that those are taking about a month to turn around. Expect a month of wait time. And all you have to do is email LunarticksTarot@gmail.com to get in touch with me about those. If you need a reading quicker, those are the paid reading options that you will see down in the description as well. I can get those to you within 3 business days. And I also have rushed reading options as well now, so I can get those to you within 24 hours. And I just started a short $10 reading. It's only 15 minutes, just because people were asking for cheaper options. When you go to pay for those, when you go to the PayPal links, you'll notice the name Willow Growth is associated with the Lunarticks Tarot. So just so you don't let that throw you off. And otherwise, yeah, I just want to say, Capricorn, thank you so much for all of your support. Thanks for the shares, the comments, the kind words in your messages, the donations, the reading requests. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's all truly appreciated. Please do continue to reach out for readings. Please like this video if it offered you something, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you feel called to do so. I love you, Capricorns, and I'll post another tarot fix for you as soon as I can.